Good morning. So, today let's start with the last topic of the chapter triangles. And the last topic is inequalities in a triangle. According to this topic, there are three different inequalities in a triangle stated in the form of theorems. That is theorem 7.6, which states that if two sides of a triangle are unequal, the angle opposite to the longer side is larger or greater. For example, in triangle ABC, if AC is greater than AB, then angle ABC is greater than angle ACB. Now, according to the statement of theorem 7.6, it is given that if side AC is greater than side AB, you can see this is side AC and this is side AB. It is given that if AC is greater than AB, then angle ABC, this is your angle ABC, will be greater than angle ACB, because side AC is longer, it is given, and the opposite angle of longer side. Now, opposite angle of longer side means we know that AC is given longer. So, the opposite angle of side AC will be ABC. Similarly, opposite angle of side AB, this is our side AB, so opposite angle will be ACB. So, we write angle ABC greater than angle ACB. Next inequality, that is theorem 7.7. It is converse of theorem 7.6, that is in any triangle, the side opposite to the larger or greater angle is longer. For example, in triangle ABC, if angle ABC is greater than angle ACB, then AC is greater than AB. You can see that it is given that ABC, this angle is greater than angle ACB. So, side opposite to angle ABC is this side, AC, this side. So, AC will be greater than this side, that is AB. And the third inequality, that is theorem for 7.8. The sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Recall that we have learned this inequality in grade 7, where we have done questions based on this inequality, that whether a triangle is possible or not if three sides length is given, and we have solved that and to find out whether a triangle is possible or not. For example, in triangle ABC, AB plus BC will always be greater than AC, or AB plus AC will always be greater than BC, or BC plus AC will be greater than AB. Means if this condition are followed, then only the triangle is possible. Such type question we have done in grade 7. It is given that sum of AB plus AC. You can see here also. In the figure also it is seen AB plus AC, length of AB plus AC will be greater than this side BC. Or you can take that AB plus BC, length of AB plus length of BC will always be greater than length of AC. Or the third possibility, BC plus AC, that is length of BC plus length of AC will be always greater than length of AB. You can also cross check these inequalities by doing an activity. For number say theorem 7.6 and 7.7, you draw one triangle, whatever, simply draw without any measurement, you draw the triangle. After that, with the help of scale and protractor, for theorem 7.6, first measure that which two sides, select any two sides, and from that which side is longer. Now, with the help of protractor, see what is the measurement of the angle opposite to the longer side and the measurement of another angle which is opposite to the shorter side among the two unequal sides. You will always get that the angle opposite to the longer side is larger. Similarly, for theorem 7.7 also you can use the same activity. Draw one triangle. In the same triangle you can cross check it that the side opposite to the larger or greater angle is longer. And for activity for theorem 7.8, again for the same triangle, cross check that sum of AB plus AC will be greater than BC, or sum of AB plus BC will be greater than AC, or sum of BC plus AC will be greater than AB. Now let's solve some examples based on the same. Example number 1. D is a point on side BC of triangle ABC such that AD equal to AC. See figure. Show that AB is greater than AD. Let's see the figure. Yes, it is given in triangle ABC. D is point on side BC in such a way that side AC and is equal to side AD. For solution, first we write the given. In triangle ABC, it is given that AD equal to AC. These two sides are equal. Now we have to prove that AB is greater than AD. We have to prove that side AB is greater than side AD. For proof, since AD equal to AC, it is already given that AD is equal to AC. Recall theorem 7.2, that is angles opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. Now you can see that it is given AD equal to AC. So opposite angle of side AD will be angle ACD. Similarly, opposite angle of side AC will be ADC. So we write angle ACD equal to angle ADC. Let it be number 1. Why? Because angles opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. Now, angle ADC is an exterior angle of triangle ABD. Therefore, angle ADC is greater than angle ABD. Let's see in the figure. We can see in the figure that angle ADC, this angle, is the exterior angle of triangle ABD. Yes. Therefore, triangle ADC will be greater than angle ADC will be greater than angle ABD. Like that also we can see. And according to the exterior angle property, we know that an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of opposite interior angles. An angle ABD is one of the opposite interior angles. So natural thing that angle ADC will be greater than angle ABD. But we know that angle ADC is equal to angle ACD. Here we can see. So in place of angle ADC we write angle ACD. This is our angle ACD. So we write that angle ACD is greater than angle ABD. Now again looking at the figure we can see that angle ABD and angle ABC are same. Here you can see if we write angle ABD or in place of ABD if we take angle ABC, this angle remains the same. So in place of angle ABD we write angle ABC because both are same angles. Further, if we get that ACD is greater than ABD, this is our ACD, this is greater than, let's once cross check it, this is our ACD, we got angle ACD greater than angle ABD. Now we have right now only studied that side opposite to greater angle is longer. So we know that side opposite to angle ACD, that is AB. So this side, that is AB, will be greater than AC, this side. Yes. Again it is given in the question that AD and AC are equal. So we will write AB greater than AD, means these both are equal, AC and AD are same. So in place of AC we write AD. So we write AB is greater than AD. Let's write the proof. In triangle ABD, angle ADC is an exterior angle, that is angle ADC is greater than angle ABD, implies that angle ACD is greater than angle ABD from equation 1, implies that angle ACD is greater than angle ABC because angle ABD is the same angle which is angle ABC, implies that AB is greater than AC because side opposite to greater angle in a triangle is longer, implies that AB is greater than AC because it is already given in the question that AC and AD are equal, hence proved. Next question, question number 2. If AB and CD are the smallest and largest sides of a quadrilateral ABCD, out of angle B and angle D, decide which is greater. Let's see the figure. It is given in the figure that ABCD is a quadrilateral and AB is the smallest side and CD is the longest side. Now we have to decide that which angle is greater out of angle B and angle D. This is your angle B and this is your angle D. So we have to find out which angle is greater. Angle B is greater than angle D or angle D is greater than angle B. For solution, first let's write the given. In quadrilateral ABCD, AB is the smallest side and CD is the largest side. We have to prove angle B greater than angle D or angle D greater than angle B because we have to find it out which angle is greater. So first we do the construction, join BD. We join the two vertices of the quadrilateral, that is BD, that is we draw a diagonal in a quadrilateral. Now when we draw a diagonal we get two different triangles. One is triangle ABD, another is triangle BCD. So let's work it out. And yes, with that it is easy to give the numberings to the angles formed after joining BD. You can see in the figure it is already numbering are already given two different angles because it is difficult to write again and again different angles name. So better give the numbering to the respective angles so that it is easy to find the solution. Now for proof, in triangle ABD, AD is greater than AB. Why? Because already it is given that AB is the smallest side of the quadrilateral. So natural thing that if AB is smallest means remaining three sides will be greater than it. So we write AD greater than AB. Implies that angle 1 greater than angle 3. Let it be number 1. Why angle 1 is greater than angle 3? Because angle opposite to larger side of a triangle is greater. Yes, so in triangle ABD, this we have taken ABD. AD this side, AD is greater than AB. Because already it is given that AB is the smallest side of the quadrilateral. So natural thing that it will be the smallest, so the remaining three sides of the quadrilateral are greater than it. So we write AD greater than AB. Now the angle opposite to the longer side, that is AD. This is our longer side in triangle ABD. So opposite angle of it is angle 1. This is our opposite angle. Therefore angle 1 will be greater than angle 3. This is angle 3, which is the opposite angle of the smallest side AB. So we write angle 1 greater than angle 3. Similarly, now we select another triangle, that is triangle BCD. Here the triangle BCD. Again, CD this side. CD will be greater than BC. Why? Because it is already again given that CD is the largest longest side of the quadrilateral. So natural thing that if CD is the longest side of the quadrilateral, remaining three sides will be smaller than CD. So CD greater than BC. Now opposite angle of CD is angle 2. So angle 2 will be greater than angle 4, because opposite angle of side CD is, this is, you can see, angle 2. Similarly, opposite angle of BC, this is, or BC will be angle 4. So we write angle 2 greater than angle 4. Let's write a proof. Proof, in triangle ABD, AD is greater than AB since AB is the smallest side of the quadrilateral. Therefore angle 1 will be greater than angle 3. Let it be number 1, because angle opposite to larger side of a triangle is greater. Similarly, in AB's triangle BCD, CD is greater than BC, because since CD is the longest side of the quadrilateral. Therefore angle 2 will be greater than angle 4. Let it be number 2. Again, why? Because angle opposite to the larger side, longer side of a triangle is greater. On adding equation 1 and 2, we get angle 1 plus angle 2 is greater than angle 3 plus angle 4. We know that always when we are adding the equations, left hand side terms are added with left hand side and right hand side terms are added with right hand side. So we add angle 1 plus angle 2 greater than angle 3 plus angle 4. But angle 1 plus angle 2 is nothing but angle B, and angle 3 plus angle 4 is nothing but angle D. Hence angle B will be greater than angle D. Let's see this one in time in figure also. Yes, we can see in the figure that angle 1 plus 2, this is angle 1 and this is angle 2. When we add these two angles, we get the whole angle B. Similarly, when we add angle 3 plus angle 4, we'll get whole angle D. Therefore, we get angle B greater than angle D. Next question, number 3. In the given figure, PQ is greater than PR, QS and RS are the bisectors of angle Q and angle R respectively. Then find the relation between the sides SQ and SR. Let's see the figure. It is given that in triangle PQR, PQ is greater than PR, and QS and RS are the bisectors of angle Q and angle R respectively. You can see QS is the bisector of angle Q. Similarly, RS is the bisector of angle R. We have to find the relation between these two sides, that is SQ and SR. What is the relation between these two angles? That we have to find. Let's write the solution. It is already given in this question that in triangle PQR, PQ is greater than PR. Therefore, angle PRQ will be greater than angle PQR. Sorry, I think so R is not written here. Here R will come. Because angle opposite to side PQ is PRQ and angle opposite to side PR is angle PQR. So, we get angle PRQ greater than angle PQR. Why? Because angle opposite to longer side of a triangle is greater. Implies that half of angle PRQ is greater than half of angle PQR. Why? Because we are dividing both the sides by 2. Implies that angle SRQ is greater than angle SQR, because half of angle PRQ is angle SRQ. As we know that QS and RS are the bisectors of angle Q and angle R. Therefore, half of angle PRQ will be angle SRQ and half of angle PQR will be SQR. Therefore, SQ greater than SR, because side opposite to greater or larger angle is longer. That we have learned according to inequality property. Why SQ is greater than SR? Because side opposite to greater angle of a triangle is longer. You can see in the figure that as we have seen that PQ is greater than PR. This is greater than this side. Yes. So, angle PRQ, this angle will be greater than angle PQR. This will be the smaller angle and this will be the greater angle. Now, we do half of both. We divide both the sides by 2. So, we get half of angle PRQ. This is our angle PRQ. Half of this angle is greater than half of angle PQR. That is this angle. Now, let's see what is the half of angle PRQ. Half of angle PRQ will be angle SRQ. This small angle. SRQ. Similarly, half of angle PQR will be angle SQR. This small angle SQR. So, angle SRQ greater than angle SQR. Again, this angle is greater than this angle, then opposite side SQ. Opposite side of this angle is SQ, this side. Similarly, opposite angle of this angle, that is SQR, will be SR, this side. So, SQ will be greater than SR. So, this is the relation between the two sides, that is SQ will be greater than SR. Dear student, please copy all these in our regular CW. Thank you.